Okay, Tracy, you're in the spotlight from New York City with TGNY. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Judy. It's so wonderful to be here.
Oh my gosh, it's our pleasure. And you are Tracy Gold New York, a
Yes,
fashion line that you've been designing really for decades, from what I hear. And
yes.
this particular line fits everyone, something for every weight, every height, every look type of thing. I'm intrigued. Tell us about it.
Well, Judy, I want to start with why I started designing this collection. So I
Okay.
have been designing since I was six, and I lived in South Africa as a stylist. I've been a stylist and a
Wait a minute,
designer
wait a
for
minute.
over
Since you're 6 years old?
6 years old. I made my first outfit, like first garments out of dishcloth.
Oh
Seriously.
my goodness.
I'm serious. I'm serious. I've been designing. I couldn't even, before I could even pattern make or knew how to sketch or knew how to do. But you know what, Judy? One thing I always knew from a young age was that clothing was supposed to be something that made women feel fabulous about themselves.
Yeah.
But as we know, that has been the opposite. Like most times, fashion brands are prying on our insecurities. Like, if you have this brand, then you'll be enough. If you have this body, you'll be enough. And whatever comes in fashion is what is in and what you're supposed to be. And we are all very different. And especially as we get a little bit older, that gets really tricky.
So you're saying
So,
that fashion tells us what to be instead of us feeling ourselves in our fashion.
yes. So for me, I came from a very, very conservative home. Like I was not allowed to dance. I wasn't allowed to wear certain clothes. But
Too.
within the scope, yeah, within the scope of being able to like be modest, I was able to express myself. I also, although I'm an American, I grew up in South Africa. And in South Africa, it was really ultra conservative. And school, we had to wear school uniforms. Like even our panties had to be like the school panties. I mean, like terrible, like
Whoa.
horrible for me. Like I wasn't,
Yeah.
you had to tie your hair back, no makeup,
No
no.
wonder you
So,
started designing at 6.
well, that was and the then thing. When I started my business, like in sort of close to my 30s, I
Yeah.
realized, hey, wait a minute, women don't plan their wardrobes. Like I would plan a look that I wanted. I'd went to fashion
Yeah.
school and I decided what I wanted to create, and then I would kind of figure out what I needed in my closet to create that look. No, no, no. Women don't do that. They just buy and buy and buy and hope that it's going to fit.
Right.
And I thought that's
End
crazy.
up
So
with a
I
closet
started.
full of like we don't know what and how
Yeah,
to put
you
it
have a
together.
closet full of clothing and nothing to wear. So
Yeah.
I started designing clothes and I realized that, hey, wait a minute, like women's bodies also were not as we were taught in fashion school. So I graded up what you call grading. It's a technical term for making patterns smaller and larger.
Okay.
And I graded up. And then I started using my clients as examples to see what changes needed to be made. So, okay,
Hmm.
so actually most of us have bigger
Product research. I
hips.
like it.
Yeah, like bigger hips and smaller on the bottom. So we're different sizes, top and bottom. And oh, by the way, it's much better if you have a dress that has flare at the bottom because that balances. And so I started teaching women how to dress. But
Okay.
then I noticed another thing. They have a whole internal dialogue about what they can and cannot wear. And often the internal dialogue isn't even correct. It's like, I can't wear the color green because my mother told me I couldn't wear green. I was like,
Sounds
okay,
like
where?
there's a lot of psychology that goes into this. A lot of
It
like
is
looking into who someone is, not just what they want to wear.
That is, you have said it exactly. And so, really, what I did is I used my clients as my inspiration. But I got to a point in my career, Judy, where I felt that in South Africa, my opportunities were shrinking and not expanding. I knew I wanted to be on television. I knew I wanted to do more. And so I came to New York. It was a couple of different circumstances that brought me here. I came to New York. I fell in love with the city. I was like, oh my goodness, this is what home feels like. I contacted QVC. I was accepted by QVC. I was like, okay, this is
What I
great.
remember
So
about you was that you just kept designing and you kept filming and you kept out there with all of your creations, and it was really
yes,
impressive.
thank
And
you.
was it always custom, your outfits?
So there's always been an element of that. So and even now, like I will have some things that are items because I do in person now that I feel like New York's taken a long time to get back to in-person events and things like that. Now that
Oh,
that's happening, I have samples, like I have items that women can buy and take away with them. But the thing about custom, Judy, is that it makes it really special. Because think about it, when you buy something, you often have to go and have it tailored if you want it to fit really well. I have a lot of petite clients. I'm 5'3.5". A lot of my clients are 5 foot, 5'1". They really struggle to find clothes. Everything gets customized for them. So when they get it home, they don't have to go and spend more money to have it fixed and altered. I was like, how can I design something that a woman knows it is always going to fit her? And
now
depending on how she
let's stop
feels.
there because
Mm,
you have a customizable line, so people can
yes,
order a different length, different width. They can order
correct.
short, long, whatever they want. So we work with a lot of VCs and we help, women find grants for their businesses and that type of thing. So how is that scalable, the customizable fashion line?
Well, I believe that the concept can be taken into into a more ready to wear situation. So
Oh, okay.
what I love about the customizable is it gives a boutique version. Now, let's be honest, for a lot of women, Judy, $380 a dress is quite a lot. Now, while you're buying quality and you're getting something that is going to fit you or wear, all of those things. And it actually works out cheaper in the end because you're not buying so many things to try and get the fit, or you don't have five sizes in your closet. For
Right.
some women, that still is a very hard number to get to, right? To be able to afford at one time. So the concept is actually scalable in that the styles are scalable. So it won't be customizable, but it will still be the dress that
And I
you
imagine
can
you pick the
either
fabrics that move with the body. You have to pick the
correct.
specific fabrics and the
Exactly.
way you make it. And oh, I see. So this is
Yes.
almost a whole new way of designing
You
clothing.
can just, one of the ways I love to do is I take it like this. And my
Uh-huh.
belts, by the way, they're called the magic belt by my clients because they work like magic.
Love
And
that.
then we just belt it. I mean, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And also the ties go down the body, which elongates, makes you look taller, makes you look
Oh, good
slimmer.
advice. Wait, the
And
belt
it's
ties go
emphasized.
down your body, so it makes you look
Correct.
taller and
Correct.
slimmer.
And also when you emphasize your waist, it makes your legs look longer, it makes you look taller, and it takes emphasis off of your tummy. So all of this is the way I design. I'm always thinking of how are we going to disguise our tummies? How are we going to disguise the parts of our body that we're not so crazy about? That's what it's really about. Yeah.
Flops on.
Okay.
And if you throw something like that on over a solid color, I mean, you're making it look magnificent, like just off
Exactly.
the runway.
And what's so cool is that if you wear it together, it actually makes it look like it's one dress.
So we're with TGNY, Tracy Gold, New York. Tracy, where can we find you? Where can we buy your outfits? And where can we follow you?
So you can go to tracygoldnewyork.com. That's the easiest. And even just Google it, you'll find it. So TRACY, gold is in the color, New York spelled out.com. But just Google it and you'll find it. And then I do a lot of lives, Judy, on YouTube. So YouTube is kind of my home base. And it's Tracy Gold Fashion Over 40 is where you can follow me there.
And some great videos too. I learned a lot watching a few of them just this
Oh,
morning.
good.
Yeah, definitely. I
I'm so
recommend.
happy.
Thank you so much, Tracy. This is
You're so
awesome.
welcome. Take care.